Mastering the Power of Presence, Unlock Your Inner Peace, written and published by Self-Mastery Guru, invites you on a journey toward profound personal transformation. You'll take practical lessons to cultivate the life-changing skill of mindfulness, unlocking a deep wellspring of inner peace and resilience. Say goodbye to feeling hijacked by stress, and hello to a life where you face each day with clarity and unwavering strength. Please help support the channel by hitting the subscribe button and liking the video. Thanks for inspiring us to create more content for you. Lesson 1. Conquer the way to regain control of your focus. Imagine your mind as an overexcited puppy, constantly jumping from one distraction to another. Mindfulness offers a gentle leash to bring your focus back to the present moment again and again. It's about noticing the subtle sensations you normally tune out, the coolness of the air on your skin, the rhythm of your breath, the hum of fluorescent lights. These simple acts of awareness act like a reset button for your brain, disrupting the autopilot of worry and anxiety, allowing you to step back from the mental chaos. It's a surprisingly effective way to ease tension on the spot, even amidst a hectic workday. Let's make this real. Imagine you're swamped with a million things to do, and your mind is buzzing with worry about a looming presentation. Instead of spiraling deeper into stress, try this. Set a timer for 2 minutes, close your eyes if possible, and focus on the weight of your body in your chair. Notice the feeling of your back against the backrest and your feet on the floor. Then, shift your attention to your breath, the simple in and out flow. If your mind wanders, gently bring it back. I know it sounds almost too simple, but these small moments of mindfulness add up. With consistent practice, you'll train your brain to focus more easily, like building muscle memory for your attention. You'll find yourself less reactive to the inevitable stresses of work, and your ability to concentrate and think clearly will improve dramatically. Another powerful tool is the body scan. This practice brings your awareness into different parts of your body, helping you discover and release tension you may not even realize you're carrying. You can find guided body scans online, or simply follow this practice. Lie down or sit comfortably and direct your focus to your toes, noticing any sensations. Slowly move your attention up your body through your legs, your torso, your arms, and finally, the muscles of your face. You might be surprised at the relief that comes from simply being present in your body. Mindfulness isn't about escaping the realities of work, but about changing your relationship with them. You'll still have projects and deadlines, but you might just find yourself less hijacked by stress and better equipped to handle them with clarity and quiet strength. Lesson 2. Break free from negative thinking for increased happiness. We all know that little voice. It's the one that sneaks in when we make a mistake, telling us we're a failure. It's the voice that replays embarrassing moments on a loop. It's the voice that compares us to others and convinces us that we'll never measure up. Let's face it, our inner critic can be brutal, wearing away at our self-esteem and making it difficult to experience happiness. But here's the good news. You don't have to let that voice run the show. You can absolutely learn to manage those negative thoughts, breaking their hold over your mood and creating more space for confidence and joy. The first step is to become aware of how your inner critic operates. Instead of simply getting dragged along by those harsh thoughts, try watching them as if they belong to someone else. When a thought like "I'm such an idiot" pops up, mentally take a step back and think, "Oh, there's that critical voice again, telling me lies." This simple act of separation weakens the negative thought's power. Let's dive into a real-life scenario. Picture this. You're in the middle of a presentation, and suddenly your inner critic unleashes a barrage of thoughts. Everyone thinks I'm incompetent now. I always mess up. And so on. Instead of letting these thoughts define your reality, try stepping back and observing them with a sense of curiosity rather than fear. It might take some practice, but the distance you create between yourself and these negative thought patterns can be transformative. You realize those hurtful thoughts are just mental chatter that comes and goes. Another powerful antidote is shifting your attention to the present moment. This is where true mindfulness comes into play. When you find yourself lost in thought, ground yourself in your senses, the solid floor beneath your feet, the sound of the air conditioner, the feeling of your fingertips on your keyboard. This gentle re-anchoring helps release the grip of negativity. The more you practice present moment awareness, the more resilient you become. You'll start catching yourself sooner when the negative inner critic rears its ugly head, stepping back instead of tumbling down the rabbit hole of self-doubt. It's about creating space between your thoughts and your true self. Now let's explore discovering your true self beyond the ego. Imagine your life as a movie, and you're the main character with a role to play. The ego gets caught up in the drama of the movie, obsessing over your performance, comparing yourself to other characters, and craving applause from the audience. But deep down, you're more than just the character you're playing. You're also the director, the screenwriter, and even the quiet observer in the theater watching it all unfold. Tapping into that deeper awareness of yourself is a game changer. When you completely identify with your ego, your mood swings with every twist of the plot. But what if you could find peace and confidence that doesn't rely on how the movie of your life is going? That's what happens when you discover your true self beyond the ever-changing ego. Beneath the endless stream of thoughts, anxieties, and labels, there's a vast space of awareness that's always there, simply witnessing your experience. This is your true, unchanging essence. To get a glimpse of this, bring your attention to the physical sensations of your body next time you're feeling lost in a swirl of thoughts. Notice the weight of your body in the chair, the feeling of the floor beneath your feet, and then shift your focus to your breath, simply observing its rhythm. This simple act anchors you in the present moment and creates space between the thinker and the observer. With practice, you begin to disidentify with that part of yourself, understanding it's a useful tool, but not your true nature. This shift in perspective brings a profound sense of freedom and inner peace. Imagine experiencing challenges with quiet confidence, making choices aligned with your values, and feeling unshakable self-acceptance, regardless of external circumstances, because you know who you are beyond the roles you play in the world. That's the gift of discovering your true self. Lesson 4. Find inner peace by embracing the present moment. Have you ever noticed just how much time we spend dwelling on the past or worrying about the future? We replay embarrassing moments in our heads, rehash old arguments, or stress endlessly about things that haven't even happened yet. This constant mental time travel robs us of the only moment we truly have, the present. The irony is all this dwelling rarely solves anything. In fact, it's the perfect recipe for stress and unhappiness. So how do we break free from this exhausting pattern and cultivate a profound sense of peace, even when life throws curveballs? One of the most profound answers comes from the ancient wisdom of mindfulness. By learning to fully embrace the present moment, we discover the serene space where true stillness resides. The more we practice this, the more peaceful and empowered we become. But what does it truly mean to embrace the present? It's about bringing a conscious acceptance to whatever is happening right here, right now, without adding a layer of resistance, judgment, or wishing things were different. Let's be real, this is much easier said than done. Our minds are so accustomed to being elsewhere that settling into this moment can feel awkward at first. That's precisely why mindfulness requires practice. It's about gently but continuously bringing our awareness back to the simple sensations of the present. Here's an exercise you can try. Find a quiet spot, close your eyes, and notice the feeling of your breath flowing in and out. Pay attention to the rise and fall of your belly and the sounds around you as they come and go. Whenever a thought tries to drag you away, simply acknowledge it without judgment and guide your focus back to the present. Start with a 5-minute session and gradually increase the time as your focus strengthens. Accepting the present moment at its core doesn't mean we stop striving, setting goals, or solving problems. Instead, it shifts the way we approach everything. Rather than fighting against reality or fearing the future, we develop a sense of relaxed alertness, enabling us to take action from a calmer, more centered place. This type of presence is a superpower, especially in today's world of endless distraction. Embracing the present moment transforms the way we experience everyday life. Our worries begin to soften, even within challenging circumstances. It becomes easier to let go of small irritations and focus on what truly matters. Imagine finding peace amidst chaos. That's the invaluable gift of presence. Lesson 5. Master your emotions for improved mental health. Have you ever felt so overwhelmed by anger, sadness, or fear that they seem to consume you? Emotions are a powerful and natural part of the human experience, but when left unchecked, they can wreak havoc on our well-being. Suppressing emotions isn't the answer. Rather, it's about developing a healthier relationship with them. Traditional approaches to emotional overwhelm often encourage us to battle our feelings. We try to think our way out of them, distract ourselves, or numb ourselves in unhealthy ways. But what if we took a different approach? What if we got curious about our emotions without judgment and simply allowed them to move through us? This revolutionary perspective is what mindfulness offers us. We often deeply identify with our emotional states, saying things like, "I am angry," or "I am depressed." But the truth is, emotions are like weather patterns passing through us. They come and go, and we are the vast sky upon which they play out. This distinction is powerful. It doesn't diminish the intensity of the emotions we feel, but it offers us freedom. Through mindfulness, we can learn to observe our emotions with spacious awareness rather than getting lost in the storm. So, how do we do it? Imagine you're caught in a spiral of worry. Instead of feeding that worry with frantic thoughts, gently shift your attention to the physical sensations in your body. Notice if your stomach feels tight, your shoulders tense, or your breath becomes shallow. By consciously observing these sensations, you begin to create separation between the emotion and your core sense of self. Another useful technique is labeling emotions as they arise. Simply noting, sadness is present, there's fear, or anger is rising, brings objectivity and starts to diffuse their power. Many of us carry old emotional residue, sometimes called a pain body. These are unprocessed emotions from the past that can flare up at the slightest trigger. Mindfulness allows us to shine a compassionate light on these old patterns. As we witness them without judgment, they naturally begin to dissolve. This awareness-based approach isn't about becoming emotionless. In fact, as you become less reactive to negative emotions, your full spectrum of feelings becomes richer and more vibrant. You experience joy more deeply, and you develop a healthy capacity to navigate life's inevitable challenges with resilience. Here's a simple exercise to try. During a difficult emotional moment, shift your attention to your breath. Notice the inhalation, the slight pause at the top of the breath, the exhalation, and the pause after. As you focus on this natural rhythm, allow your emotions to simply be present without trying to change them. Remember, mindfulness is a practice. The more present you become to your emotional landscape, the easier it is to manage your emotions without being controlled by them. Imagine responding to stress calmly instead of explosively. Imagine moving through sadness with grace instead of collapsing into despair. This level of emotional mastery is your birthright, and it transforms every area of your life. In our pursuit of deeper connections, the practice of being fully present in our relationships becomes the cornerstone of something truly remarkable. It's about creating an expansive space where genuine listening and authentic connections flourish. But what does mindful communication truly entail? Firstly, it's about immersing ourselves completely in the moment when someone else speaks. Instead of merely waiting for our turn to respond, we commit ourselves fully to their words, their tone, and their body language. This practice involves setting aside distractions like our phones and resisting the impulse to interject. While it may sound deceptively simple, this profound level of listening communicates to others that they are truly seen and understood. Secondly, mindful communication involves a careful consideration of our language. We cultivate an awareness of how our words impact others, striving to express our needs and emotions without resorting to blame or criticism. Rather than using accusatory language like "you always" or "you never," we initiate sentences with "I feel" or "I need," fostering a non-judgmental atmosphere where open dialogue can thrive. Moreover, the practice of presence allows us to tap into our capacity for empathy, especially during conflicts. Instead of immediately jumping to our own defense, we take a moment to pause, breathe, and try to understand the other person's perspective. By stepping into their shoes, we not only validate their feelings, but also pave the way for compromise and mutually beneficial solutions. And when tensions run high, mindfulness provides a powerful tool for navigating disagreements. Sometimes the best course of action is to step back, observe our emotions, and allow for a brief cooling-off period. By reconnecting with a calm and open mindset, we create space for more productive and heartfelt conversations, ultimately strengthening our relationships. But the benefits of presence extend far beyond conflict resolution. In our everyday interactions, shared experiences take on a richer texture as we fully engage in moments of connection. Whether it's shared meals, conversations, or quality time together, we find ourselves savoring the beauty of these moments even more deeply. Imagine a world where conflicts are resolved with grace, where individuals feel truly heard and understood. Picture the profound sense of peace that comes from prioritizing genuine connection over the need to be right. This is the transformative gift of a mindful approach to relationships. Now let's delve into the concept of achieving flow state, the pinnacle of human potential and fulfillment. Have you ever been so engrossed in an activity that time seems to dissolve, leaving you completely immersed in the present moment? This state of flow, described by psychologists as an optimal state of focus, is where our skills align perfectly with the challenges at hand. It's a space where athletes break records, artists create masterpieces, and even mundane tasks take on a profound sense of joy and satisfaction. But flow isn't just about productivity, it's about fully embracing our potential as human beings. And while there's no one-size-fits-all formula for accessing this state, mindfulness serves as a gateway to its elusive realm. In flow, the incessant chatter of the mind subsides as we surrender to the immediacy of the present moment. Past regrets and future anxieties fade into insignificance, allowing us to fully immerse ourselves in the task at hand. Moreover, flow liberates us from the constraints of the ego, that incessant inner critic which often hampers our performance. In this state, our sense of self temporarily dissolves, and we experience a blissful merging with our activities, free from judgment or the need for control. Every action flows seamlessly into the next, guided by a deep sense of intuition and clarity. We're not burdened by overthinking or self-doubt. Instead, we respond to each moment with effortless precision. While we can't force ourselves into flow, there are steps we can take to cultivate its presence in our lives. By choosing activities that offer clear goals and immediate feedback, we set the stage for flow to naturally emerge. Moreover, finding the right balance between challenge and skill, minimizing distractions, and focusing on the process rather than the outcome all contribute to the likelihood of experiencing flow. Ultimately, flow isn't confined to specific activities. It's a mindset that permeates every aspect of our lives. Whether we find it in creative pursuits, sports, or even everyday tasks, the key lies in practicing a sense of joyful effortlessness and profound engagement with the present moment. Imagine a world where every task is infused with a sense of joy and purpose, where time loses its hold and fulfillment is found in the simple act of being fully present. This is the transformative power of flow, a state of consciousness where our true potential is realized, and life becomes a vibrant tapestry of meaningful experiences. That's the remarkable power of surrendering to life's flow. Lesson 6. Cultivating deeper relationships. Our relationships are the beating heart of a fulfilling life. Whether with a partner, family member, friend, or colleague, these connections shape our happiness and well-being in profound ways. Yet even our most cherished bonds can sometimes fray, clouded by misunderstanding or strain. But amidst these challenges, there's a beacon of hope: mindfulness. Mindfulness holds the transformative power to elevate our relationships, infusing them with a newfound depth of presence, compassion, and skillful communication. Often, our interactions are clouded by the shadows of our egos. We project past experiences onto the present, pass judgments on others and ourselves, and engage in a battle of egos that hinders true connection. Mindfulness intervenes in these unhealthy patterns, guiding us to recognize our triggers, projections, and the ego's grip on conversations. Introducing mindfulness into our relationships creates a sacred space for genuine listening and authentic connection. Imagine a bustling dinner table where a couple shares moments of pure presence, turning each bite into a celebration of togetherness. Through mindfulness, they've discovered that even the simplest of dinners can be a sacred communion, a reminder of their deep bond and shared journey. Now consider the tale of Sarah and Jack, longtime friends whose relationship weathered many storms. In the throes of a heated argument, instead of trading barbs, They paused. Breathing deeply, they each took a moment to step into the other's shoes. Sarah realized that Jack's brusque manner stemmed from a place of insecurity, not malice. Jack, in turn, saw Sarah's criticisms as expressions of concern, not condemnation. With newfound empathy, they found common ground, their bond stronger for having weathered the storm together. Or envision a workplace scenario where tensions run high, deadlines loom and tempers flare. In the midst of the chaos, two colleagues, Maria and David, find themselves at odds over a project. Instead of escalating the conflict, they decide to take a breather. Stepping outside, they gaze up at the azure sky, the vastness of the universe reminding them of life's grandeur beyond office politics. Returning with fresh perspectives, they engage in a dialogue fueled not by ego, but by a shared commitment to finding solutions. These examples illustrate the transformative power of mindfulness in relationships. It's not just about listening, it's about truly hearing, not just speaking. It's about expressing with vulnerability and empathy. Through mindfulness, we can navigate the choppy waters of conflict with grace, finding solace in the depths of genuine connection. Lesson 7. Achieving flow state and unlocking your full potential. Have you ever been so absorbed in an activity that time seems to melt away? You're completely immersed in the present moment. Your actions flow effortlessly, and you feel a deep sense of joy and satisfaction. This is the elusive state of consciousness known as flow, both a peak performance state and one of life's most fulfilling experiences. Psychologists describe flow as an optimal state of focus where our skills are perfectly matched to the challenge at hand. It's the zone where athletes break records, artists create masterpieces, and even everyday tasks take on a pleasurable quality. But flow is not just about productivity, it's about fully engaging our potential as humans. Consider the story of Emma, an artist who loses herself in her canvas. As she dips her brush into vibrant hues, the world around her fades away, leaving only her and the stroke of creativity. Hours pass like minutes, yet Emma feels a profound sense of contentment as she brings her vision to life. In these moments, she embodies the essence of flow, where her skills and the challenge of the canvas merge seamlessly into a symphony of creation. So how can we cultivate this flow state more often? While there's no guaranteed formula, mindfulness plays a central role. Flow arises naturally when we're fully present. In flow, the usual chatter of the mind quiets down. We're not dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. Instead, our awareness is fully absorbed in the task at hand. Moreover, flow entails a dissolution of the ego. Our sense of self temporarily fades away as we experience a blissful merging with the activity. It's the opposite of self-consciousness. This freedom from the ego's judgment and need for control allows us to perform at our best. In flow, action and awareness merge seamlessly. Every action seems to arise effortlessly from the one before it. We're not overthinking or second-guessing ourselves, but simply responding to what the moment demands with clarity and precision. While you can't force a flow state, there are things you can do to increase its likelihood. Choose activities with a clear goal and immediate feedback. The task should provide continuous feedback to help you adjust your actions in the moment. Find the sweet spot of challenge, where the task is just beyond your current skill level, pushing you to grow without overwhelming you. Minimize distractions, find a quiet space, and allow yourself to become fully absorbed. Flow can manifest in any area of your life: creative projects, sports, cooking, engaging conversations, or even your work. The more you practice bringing focused presence to your activities, the more often those magical moments of flow will arise. Imagine approaching your tasks with a sense of joyful effortlessness, losing track of time, silencing your inner critic, and experiencing profound fulfillment in the present. That's the power of flow, a state where you unlock your full potential and embrace the magic of each moment. In Lesson 8, we delve into how embracing life's unpredictability can lead to greater trust and acceptance. Life often diverges from our meticulously laid plans. Unexpected challenges, painful losses, and frustrating delays are intrinsic to the human experience. While we may be tempted to cling desperately to our visions of how life should unfold, this constant struggle often results in exhaustion, disappointment, and bitterness. But what if there's another way? True surrender isn't about giving up or passively accepting whatever comes our way. Instead, it's about relinquishing the need for rigid control and placing our trust in a deeper, more profound wisdom that transcends our limited understanding. Mindfulness plays a crucial role in cultivating this type of surrender. By bringing awareness to our inner resistance, we become conscious of the mental and emotional energy we expend in futile battles against reality. So how do we practice surrender in our daily lives? It begins with a willingness to let go of expectations and embrace the present moment. For instance, imagine you're stuck in traffic, causing you to miss a crucial meeting. Instead of succumbing to anger and stress, take a few deep breaths and acknowledge your frustration. But also, recognize that railing against the situation won't change it. Can you find an alternative solution? Perhaps you can call ahead to explain the delay or utilize the extra time productively. Surrender also entails accepting things that are beyond our control. Whether it's receiving a difficult diagnosis, letting go of a relationship that has run its course, or acknowledging that our career path didn't unfold as planned, true surrender means releasing our grip on a specific vision for the future. In doing so, we open ourselves up to unexpected possibilities and find peace in the present moment. Perhaps the most profound form of surrender is letting go of the ego's relentless need to understand and control everything. While the mind craves certainty, life is inherently unpredictable and always in flux. Surrendering to the unknown requires courage, but it also fosters a deep sense of trust in the inherent intelligence guiding our lives. When we release the need to comprehend why things unfold as they do, we cultivate faith in a greater unfolding beyond our comprehension. Surrender is often misconstrued as weakness, but in reality, it demands incredible strength and inner peace. By releasing our resistance to life's twists and turns, we free ourselves to respond skillfully to whatever arises. It's an ongoing journey of releasing control, opening ourselves to the unknown, and trusting in the unfolding of our lives. Imagine the relief that comes from letting go of the constant struggle and embracing life's flow. Now, in Lesson 9, let's explore how we can overcome fear and anxiety through the practice of presence. Fear and anxiety are ubiquitous human experiences that can severely diminish our quality of life when left unchecked. While some level of anxiety is natural and even adaptive, chronic anxiety can trap us in cycles of worry and what-if thinking. So much of our anxiety revolves around future scenarios that may never come to pass. Our minds conjure up frightening possibilities, replay potential failures, and dwell on uncertainties, triggering the body's fight-or-flight response, even in the absence of immediate danger. But mindfulness offers a different approach, one rooted in kind, spacious awareness. The key lies in recognizing that anxiety is rooted in the future, while presence anchors us firmly in the here and now. Each time we redirect our attention to the present moment, we disrupt the cycle of fearful thinking. So the next time you feel anxiety creeping in, try this practice. Acknowledge the feeling without trying to push it away. Simply name it. Acknowledge that fear or anxiety is present. Shift your focus to the physical sensations in your body. Where do you feel the anxiety? Is it in your chest, your stomach, your jaw? Just observe these sensations without judgment. Ground yourself by noticing the contact of your body with the chair or floor, or by focusing on your breath. Practice self-compassion by acknowledging that these feelings, while uncomfortable, are not your fault. You can even offer yourself a gesture of kindness, like placing a hand on your heart. With practice, you'll find that anxious thoughts and emotions become less overwhelming when met with presence and self-compassion. While mindfulness won't magically eliminate all your fears, it empowers you to unhook from them and respond more skillfully. Imagine the freedom that comes from recognizing anxious thoughts for what they are, just thoughts, and returning your attention to the present moment, where nothing catastrophic is happening. This is the transformative power of presence in overcoming fear and anxiety. Moreover, exposure to fear in small doses helps us see that it's survivable, making challenging situations less daunting. By understanding our own patterns around fear, we gain the ability to choose new responses instead of being automatically reactive. And the beauty of mindfulness is that it can be practiced anywhere, anytime, whether you're driving, waiting in line, or in the midst of a social interaction. The key is to ground yourself in the present moment instead of getting swept up in the stories your mind wants to tell. Remember, presence is a skill that takes practice, patience, and self-kindness. But the more you train yourself to return to the present moment, the easier it becomes, and the more courage, clarity, and peace you'll find in your life. Lesson 10. Death is an illusion finding immortality in the present. Death is the one certainty we all face, and it's natural for the idea of our own mortality to evoke fear, sadness, or even existential questioning. Much of our cultural conditioning around death reinforces this fear, painting it as something to be avoided, a final and absolute endpoint. However, what if this isn't the whole story? Mindfulness, along with numerous spiritual traditions, offers a perspective that challenges this common view and invites us to re-examine our relationship with death. The essence of this idea is that death, as we conceive it, is an illusion rooted in our limited perception of time. The mind thinks in linear terms, past, present, and future. From this viewpoint, life has a beginning and an end. What mindfulness helps us uncover is that there's a timeless dimension to our existence that transcends the birth-death cycle. Our truest nature is pure awareness, the silent witness always present. Beneath the ever-changing content of our lives, this awareness isn't born and doesn't die. It simply is to tap into this deeper truth. Try this during a quiet moment. Ask yourself, who is aware of these thoughts? Who is aware of these feelings? See if you can locate a sense of pure presence that has no beginning or end, a space of consciousness that's untouched by anything happening in the external world. This timeless awareness is who you truly are beyond the body. The body may age and eventually cease to function, but your core essence, the observer within, is deathless. Realizing this can have a profound impact on how you live in the fear of death. While a natural human response begins to lessen, you realize that even amidst loss and grief, part of you and part of those you love continues on in a way that physical existence can't contain. Here's a helpful analogy. Imagine your life as a movie. Your body, your personality, the circumstances of your life, these are all characters and plot lines within the film. But you are also the screen upon which the movie is projected, whether the movie is a comedy, drama, or horror film. The screen itself remains untouched. Similarly, your deepest essence is the unchanging ground upon which your life story plays out of. Of course, this doesn't mean ignoring the reality of physical death or suppressing natural grief. It's important to honor and process those emotions fully. But this realization offers a sense of profound peace, knowing that a part of you is vast and timeless. It also can motivate you to live more fully present in each moment, appreciating the preciousness of this life. Here's a simple exercise to connect with your inner self. Find a quiet place, settle into a comfortable position where you can relax. Begin to concentrate on your breathing, the gentle beating of your heart, being to observe by gently turning your attention inward. Observe your thoughts, emotions, and physical sensations without judgment. Witness the witness. Shift your attention towards the observer, the one who is aware of all these experiences. Notice a feeling of silent, spacious awareness. Rest in the knowing that this awareness is always here. Even underneath the changing content of your thoughts and emotions, remember this perspective may take time to fully integrate. Be patient with yourself, trusting that through mindfulness, you can discover a level of peace and freedom even in the face of our impermanent human existence. Lesson 11. Mindfulness for addiction recovery. Addiction is a complex and powerful disease that affects millions of people worldwide. It hijacks the brain's reward system, creating an intense cycle of cravings, compulsive behaviors, and often devastating consequences. While the road to recovery can be incredibly challenging, mindfulness offers powerful tools to support long-term healing and freedom. At its core, addiction is driven by an unconscious desire to escape uncomfortable states. Whether it's substances, gambling, disordered eating, or other compulsive behaviors, these act as temporary fixes to numb feelings of pain, anxiety, emptiness, or boredom. The problem is, these fixes create a destructive cycle and ultimately intensify suffering. Mindfulness disrupts this cycle by helping us face difficult emotions without needing to escape. It cultivates an inner witness that can observe cravings and addictive urges with awareness, but without automatically giving in. This is incredibly empowering. Let's unpack how this works. Imagine a powerful craving arises. Instead of immediately reacting or trying to suppress it, mindfulness teaches you to pause and investigate the experience with curiosity. Notice the sensations. Where do you feel the craving in your body? Is it a tightness in your chest, restlessness, a feeling of emptiness in your stomach? Simply observe these sensations without judgment. Name the emotion. Label what's underneath the craving. This is fear. This is loneliness. This is boredom. Just this simple act of naming can decrease the intensity of the feeling. Ride the wave. Cravings are like waves. They rise, peak, and eventually fall. Mindfully observing the sensations and emotions, you gradually discover that you can tolerate them without being controlled by them. This approach takes practice and self-compassion. You may slip back into old patterns, and that's okay. The real shift happens as you start to see your addictive urges more clearly, recognizing the triggers and unhelpful thought patterns that perpetuate them. This awareness empowers you to make different choices. Mindfulness also supports addiction recovery in other fundamental ways. Stress reduction. Stress is a major trigger for relapse. Practices like mindful breathing and body awareness help calm the nervous system and break the stress addiction cycle. Emotional regulation. You learn to identify, accept, and work through difficult emotions healthily instead of turning to substances or compulsive behaviors to cope. Self-discovery. As you quiet the constant chatter of the mind, you reconnect with your true self beyond the labels of addict. This builds a stronger sense of identity crucial for lasting recovery. Present moment focus. Mindfulness helps you savor positive experiences, giving you something to cling to besides the fleeting high of your addiction. Here's a practice to try during a moment of craving. Pause. Step away from the trigger if possible. Find a quiet spot or even just take a few deep breaths. Observe. Bring non-judgmental attention to your body. Notice any sensations associated with the craving. Feel. See if you can identify the emotion driving the urge. Be gentle and compassionate with yourself. Remind yourself, repeat a phrase like, "This feeling will pass," or "I am strong enough to ride this out." Remember, mindfulness is just one crucial piece of the recovery puzzle. Seeking professional support is essential. But these practices provide a powerful inner compass, helping you navigate this journey with increased clarity, self-kindness, and the unshakable belief that true freedom is possible. Lesson 12. Designing a mindful life for wellness and joy. Mindfulness transcends mere technique. It's a holistic approach to existence, infusing each moment with awareness and intentionality. Integrating mindfulness into daily life taps into a deep wellspring of peace, purpose, and joy. Its beauty lies in its adaptability. There's no one-size-fits-all method. What matters is infusing awareness into the tapestry of everyday routines. Let's delve into various realms where mindfulness can flourish. Eating mindfully. Imagine a busy weekday evening after work, where you sit down to dinner with your family. Instead of rushing through the meal while scrolling through your phone, you take a moment to pause. You notice the vibrant colors of the vegetables on your plate, the aroma of spices filling the air, and the warmth of your loved one's presence. By being fully present, you not only enjoy your food more, but also deepen your connection with your family. Technology. Awareness. Picture a weekend getaway in nature with friends. As everyone gathers around a campfire, you notice some of your companions constantly checking their phones, even in the midst of conversation. You suggest setting aside devices for an hour to fully immerse yourselves in the natural surroundings and each other's company. By reclaiming focus from technology, you deepen your bonds and create lasting memories together. Mindful movement. Visualize yourself at the gym after a hectic day at work. Instead of mindlessly going through the motions on the treadmill, you tune into the rhythm of your breath and the sensation of your muscles working. With each step, you release the tension built up from the day and reconnect with your body, experiencing a sense of rejuvenation and vitality. Deepening relationships. Consider a moment when a friend confides in you about a personal struggle. Instead of offering immediate advice or judgment, you simply listen with empathy and without interrupting. By being fully present and attentive, you create a safe space for your friend to express themselves authentically, strengthening your bond of trust and understanding. Mindful work. Think about a busy day at the office filled with back-to-back meetings and deadlines. Instead of powering through without pause, you schedule short mindfulness breaks between tasks. During these breaks, you step outside for a breath of fresh air or practice a quick mindfulness meditation at your desk. By resetting your focus and recharging your energy, you approach your work with renewed clarity and creativity. Navigating challenges. Reflect on a moment when you receive unexpected news that triggers feelings of anxiety and uncertainty. Instead of reacting impulsively, you take a deep breath and anchor yourself in the present moment. You acknowledge your emotions without judgment and remind yourself of your inner resilience. By approaching the situation with mindfulness, you navigate the challenge with greater calmness and perspective. Infuse your day with moments of mindfulness. Morning ritual. Whether it's sipping your morning coffee or taking a leisurely stroll, find a simple activity to start your day with intention and presence. Sensory breaks. During your daily commute, take a moment to notice the sights, sounds, and smells around you, grounding yourself in the present moment amid the hustle and bustle of city life. Transitions. As you transition from work to home, practice a brief mindfulness exercise such as deep breathing or stretching to release tension and shift your focus from professional to personal responsibilities. Bedtime reflection. Before drifting off to sleep, reflect on 3 things you're grateful for from the day, cultivating a sense of contentment and peace as you prepare for restorative sleep. Start with manageable goals and gradually incorporate more mindfulness practices. Remember, it's a journey, not a sprint. Embrace imperfection and fluctuating states of presence. Picture a life where stress triggers less reactivity, moments with loved ones are richer, and challenges are met with equanimity. This mindful life isn't about perfection. It's about fostering a compassionate relationship with your experiences, finding freedom amidst life's fluctuations. You're not your thoughts. You're the expansive awareness that observes them. By anchoring in this awareness repeatedly, you cultivate resilience and peace, navigating life with flow and grace. Conclusion. Embracing the mindful life. As we reach the end of our journey together, I hope the insights and practices we've explored have illuminated the transformative power of mindfulness within you. Remember, mindfulness isn't about becoming perfect or escaping life's ups and downs. It's about developing a kind, curious relationship with your own experience. It's about finding freedom amidst whatever life brings. You are not your thoughts. You are the vast awareness that witnesses those thoughts, a presence that exists beyond the constant chatter of the mind. By anchoring yourself in that presence again and again, you discover a resilience and peace that simply can't be shaken. The challenges will still arise, the anxieties may still surface, but you now have the tools to meet them differently. You can ride the waves of cravings, emotions, and difficult situations with greater skill. You can break free from old patterns that kept you stuck. This journey of presence also unlocks an incredible sense of joy. You begin to savor the simple moments, finding beauty and wonder in the ordinary. Relationships deepen, work becomes more fulfilling, and you navigate life's complexities with an unshakable inner strength. These pages offer a map, but the true territory of mindful living lies within your own daily practice. Trust yourself. Notice the subtle shifts in perception. Be patient and kind as you train your attention, again and again, back to the sanctuary of the present moment. May this journey continue to unfold for you in ways that bring greater ease, greater freedom, and immense joy into your life. I wish you well, and may you always remember the boundless strength, peace, and love that reside within you.